Hello everybody. Thank you for stopping by and sharing your time with me. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you're all having a good day. I hope you are well. I am Cheryl, for those of you who don't know me. If you're stopping by for the first time, a very warm welcome. If you're not new to my channel and you've been following me, I can't thank you enough. Denise, thank you so much. And Sherry and Celeste and Lydia and Meredith, and I don't have a list, but thank you so much, Denise and Sherry. Every time I see your comments, it just encourages me, and really your support means so much to me. And Celeste, you as well. And I mean, there's just so many of you. I'm so excited. Since I came back to doing videos, this past couple of weeks, I've had about, I don't know, 55 new subscribers. So welcome all of you. And I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers. I'm overwhelmed. I can't believe it. So thank you so much. So today is going to be, it's not going to be a long video. I've always wanted to do an altered book, and I have been following Gail Agnestelli for years, probably 4 now, and she's done several, and it's hard to follow along with her because I am, as you know, very like, it takes me a long time to figure out what I want where. And I love the way she's able to just take all this paper and, you know, from different kits, and she just kind of rips pages and she puts things down. And I have all of her videos from all of her altered books saved. And the first altered book I made was a Peter Rabbit one, which I've shown before. And I did that one with I can't remember her name now. It was right there. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And I've seen other people's altered books, and so I've kind of come up with my own way, but still kind of sort of following Gail's way. So what I've done is I decided on my pages. One of the kits that I'm using, and it's going to be a few kits, but one of the main kits that I'm using is the, oh dear, it is the Neutrals kit. And it is by Raindrop Lila. I've been dying to use this kit. It is tall and narrow, you know, for a tall, narrow journal. So what I've done for this is I've printed the pages that I'm pretty sure I'm going to use, and I wanted to use a lot of neutrals. And then I pulled out my ephemera book so I wouldn't print ephemera. If I have ephemera to go in it, then perfect, you know. And I always label my ephemera and where I got it and what kit it's from, and, you know, things like that. And I still haven't even finished this book up yet. I mean, there's still pages that are empty that need to have stuff. And then in here, I just keep stickers and stuff. So I pulled out a few of my ephemera books. This is just another one. And to see, you know, okay, here are my pages. And I counted them. And I can't remember how many there are. It doesn't matter. I still have some more pages to print from a different kit that I'll be using. And but I want it to be basically neutrals, and then I'll add like my colors and black and whites and things like that. So that's what I wanted to tell you. And if you wanted to follow along, I'll be doing this every couple of days because I still have lots of Christmas to do, and you know, things like that. But I thought, while I have a little bit of a lull, because I've been really busy and my craft room's nice and clean and organized, and all my Christmas things are out, but this stuff is kind of contained, if you will, because this will just go into a plastic folder. And my ephemera will, what I'll do is probably take one of my ephemera books and just put all the ephemera I'm going to use and make with y'all as I make the book. So what I decided to do is, this is just a Dollar Tree book, and I kept this on the cover because the cover to the book is white, and I didn't want it to get dirty. So I kept the cover on. And what I'm going to do is, because this is a Christian book, so I don't have to worry about any kind of swear words or anything like that. I need to keep the bulk down because I'll be adding like pockets and little file folders and ephemera from different kits, if that makes sense. So what I decided to do, because, I mean, quite obviously, if you take, say, this page, okay, so where do you put it? You know, what part of this page do you use and for where? So what I decided to do was I made 2 templates. I made one, I measured, you know, I took one of the pages out of the book and I measured it, and all these pages can be written on, so I kept those. And now here is where I'll start tearing, okay? And I'll tear like however many pages I need to tear to be able to get the number of pages that I'm going to put in the book. Because to me, that's easier. And I'm not going to have a lot of top tucks and, you know, side pockets and top pockets because I want to keep the bulk down. So I'm going to tear all my pages, and then I'm going to put this under a heavy book just so that everything is nice and, you know, stiff and everything's good and all my pages are glued right. And I'll do that with you all, show you how I'm going to glue them and everything. And I'm going to take out the number of pages that I need to take out, which I've started figuring out already. That's why the paper clips are here. Like, I thought this would be a good writing page. So this page and this page, like this page will get glued here. And then, like, these 2 pages will probably get glued. This will get glued here. This probably will stay by itself. These will get torn. And then these 2, and then these will get torn. And see, I already did it wrong. I still need to go 2 and then tear it. So I just left it alone because I just started getting confused. So this book has 250 pages, so I know I need to take out most of them because I'm only going to have, probably end up with maybe 30 pages. So that would be 60 front and back, if that makes sense. So I did 2 things. One, I did a template, obviously, you know, so that I knew how big I needed my pages to be. But then, because I'm using these digitals, I made myself a template so that I could, with vellum. So I could say, okay, I want her, so I can take my book. I'll just get a page. All right, so now I want her, just as an example, I want her to go like this, okay, in here on this page. So what I would do is decide exactly where I want her, what part of it I want. Do I want all of that up top too? You know what I mean? And then let's do another example. Some of them are pretty easy because they're plain, but then some of them aren't. So, like, for example, this, no-brainer, pretty much. I mean, well, it is still, you know, I'll want to get, you know, the pattern that I want on the page. So I would do something like this with the vellum, and then I would mark it, and then I would know that this would be part of the page. Make sense? So if you want to follow along, that's what I'll be doing. And of course, you know, your book's going to be different than mine, so I'm not even going to give you measurements. If you want to follow them along, I'm not going to give you measurements, but just tear a page out of your book and then, you know, slice that edge off. I don't want to tear that one. I'll tear this one. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. So what I do is I tear it very slowly, very, very slowly, because I don't want to compromise my spine and I don't want to leave any bulk in there. So I'm tearing it slowly. Okay. I'm just going to tear that little piece out. And then what I did was I cut this edge straight and then I fit it back in, and see how it's hanging over a little bit. So I just snipped it off, and then I took my page and I put it in there, and then it matches up perfectly onto that page. And that's how I got my template. Okay, so it's a little tiny bit big, I noticed, so I may have to cut my template down a little bit, but that's how I'm doing it. And see, this one as well, just, you know, this one's exactly the right size. This is exactly what I want. See, there's a little edge there, so because I won't be sticking it all the way in there, it'll be about there, and that's not stuck all the way into the spine. So this one's cut pretty much perfectly, and you can see through it. So for example, on this, where do I want it? You know, do I want just this part because I have her somewhere else? Do I want, you know, this? Do I want her and just part of the roses? And where? You know, do I want to put it up here? So for me, that's going to be much easier to choose my pages first and then put my templates on and then cut my pages. And see, like this, which one do I use? You know, if it was the tall, skinny journal I was making, it wouldn't really matter. But I'm not. And this doesn't come in, I don't think it comes in landscape. I don't remember. So I'd put it, you know, I'd say, okay, I want it here. That's what I want to show. So I would cut it, say, there, you know, and I would put my pencil mark here, here, and here. You know, I'm going to cut all my white edges off first, obviously. I've already started doing that. But then, and I would save all my scraps just so that, you know, I'd have them for different things like ephemera and what have you. And that way I know that it's placed there good. Okay? And then some, I can just, you know, pretty much use this template, you know, for different things. So that's what I plan on doing with this kit. And this is called Pretty Neutrals, and it's gorgeous, and it's very neutral, as you can see. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Gorgeous pages. Some of them are upside down. That's not. But see, like this I'd want in there because this is good writing space. It's all good writing space, but so a lot of these pages you can write on, which I love. So this is that kit that I'll be using. And then these are the file folders, but I printed 2 to a page because I knew that they'd be too big. And then I have some envelopes I've done already 2 to a page because otherwise they'd be too big. Okay. And then I didn't print any more ephemera. Well, I did print one set of the ephemera for this. And it is in here somewhere. Maybe not. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Oh, and I printed this too because I loved the gold, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, she's got a lot. And I have some pages from some other kits that I'll be using as well, but this will be my primary kit that I use. You can pick any kit, obviously. This just had a lot of pages, and I thought I really want to go with neutrals because then I can add blues and pinks and greens and birds and flowers and all the things I love. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So get yourself a Dollar Tree book or $1.25 and follow along with me. And then make yourself, you know, something to put your ephemera in. I have lots of ephemera books. I have this one that I keep lots of pinks in. That's why it's pink. And so in here, everything is pretty much pink. So I can go to this and know that if I want something pink, I can go in here and just, you know, obviously I've used whatever was in there already. Here I have, you know, some little flowers and things like that. But it's pretty much all pastels, and there's some washi tape in there. Some, you know, little pictures and, you know, just different things. And what I'll probably do is go through one of my ephemera books and then choose the ephemera I'm going to use for this and put everything together in one of my ephemera books. Because I've got a couple that need to go through and pretty much be emptied because I'm not using pretty much that ephemera anymore. And this was just made with a file folder and covered with some fabric and paper. It was very simple. They're all very simple. The other one was a book. And I think file folders, I don't remember what I used for that. I think I might have used the pages in the book. Did I? I think I did. I think I glued these right onto the pages that, no, I didn't. I used file folders. See, it's the signatures. I can see the signatures. See? I use file folders. But, and then there's a pocket in here, and I have, you know, tons more envelopes. These are all envelopes. Postcards, envelopes, more envelopes. These are all envelopes. So yeah, so you know, you might want to get an ephemera book or a plastic folder and decide what you're going to use for ephemera. Get a book, decide what you're going to use for your papers. And like I said, I don't think I want more than 30 pages. I have to go back and look at Gail. She's doing one now. If you want to take a look, she's doing a Christmas one. She's using a lot of Rachel from Roxy Creations papers. And it's beautiful already. She's amazing. And so the other thing I wanted to do today, where are we? If you want to stick around, I did pull some of my black and white ephemera, which I'm going to use a lot of. And I'm going to use a lot of her ephemera because I love it. And it is Boho Love on Etsy. And she has some of the most beautiful new digitals out. You have to go take a look. And her prices are very good. She's got sales all the time. But I did pull a few of her black and whites that I already had printed a long time ago and then never got to. These are on cardstock. And what I thought I'd do is take some of my pastels and show you how I color in very lightly, you know, some of the flowers and things like that. So these I already had printed. These I printed on vellum, but I thought, you know, on a page, it might look good if I do something like this, you know. I mean, I wouldn't do it on that page, I don't think, but, you know, whatever. So I'll use, you know, the vellum on something, maybe some ephemera or something, you know, on book page like that. That would be pretty. I don't know yet. And I'm going to try the pastel chalks on this. I have never done that before. So these are on vellum. These are on cardstock. These are printed on photo paper. These are Raindrop Lila. These are printed on photo paper. These are the women, I can't remember, but I'll always, whenever I work with anything, not today, but whenever I work, that's hers. Whenever I work with anything, because like I said, I just pulled this out of my ephemera book, and I should have looked, but anyway, these are printed on photo paper, and it's a very lightweight, very inexpensive. I got it for free, but I've checked, and all the, you know, stores have it, and I print a lot of my children's photos on it when I do my journaling, which I keep here. This is my autumn journal. I've been, you know, journaling in it as I've been going along, and I'll show you how I use my journals in another video. So these are printed on photo paper, and then I pulled some of these because I thought, you know, that might look pretty, you know, on one of the pages, you know, just things. So give you some ideas. So right now, I'm going to take a quick second, and I'm going to try my pastels on these black and whites and see how they come out. And then maybe that would give you an idea to use, you know, for your Christmas journal or what have you. I'll put that ephemera back over there so I can put it away. So we've got our book, and that's just the way I'm doing it. You can do it any way you want, obviously, but I will, when I start to tear out the pages and things like that, well, I'm going to, you know, what you do is you tear out like 6, and then You leave 2, you tear out 6, you leave 2, you tear out 6, you leave 2, you tear out 6, depending on how many pages you have, you know, to get to your end. And you can always take out more pages as you go, you know, if you think, okay, well, it's, you know, too many pages at the end, I think I'll take out 3 more, so take out, you know, 8 or 9, you know, it really doesn't matter. But once I get all those done, then I'm going to take this book, I'm going to clamp it, because I've done these before. I did one a long time ago, and what I did was I clamped it real tight. I don't have it here. I never did anything with it. I just made, you know, I just did the altered book, and what I did was I clamped it here, right? And I put it under a heavy book for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. And when I came back, I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, it's all ready to go. But I'm not going to use that book because it's not the right color, and I already put something on the front and I don't like it, so I'm not going to take it apart. So anyway, I'm going to try some of my pastels and see how they work, and I just thought I'll take you along if you want to stay and come back so that you can, you know, I'll post, you know, altered book, part 1, altered book, part 2, and you can just follow along that way, I suppose. So yeah, so let's try and do some chalks on these and see how, it's just chalk. I'm gonna flip this over. This is just a cutting mat from the Dollar Tree. That's what I use all the time for gluing and painting and what have you, because they're cheap. You get 2 in a package, and it works out really well. So all I have here, they're very inexpensive. They're just chalk. It's just chalk. Just like you'd color on the sidewalk. Well, maybe it's better than that, I don't know, but it's very cheap. It's like $14. And so what I'm going to do is I use these anytime I do chalks. They're just, I get them at the Dollar Tree, and they're cosmetic applicators, but they're like little Q-tips. So they have like this little flat end here and like a little pointed end here. And that's what I use. I don't pick up the chalk and do it, because then I have chalk all over my hands. And then I have chalk all over the place. So, and I've never had to use anything on top of it to keep the chalk from coming off. It doesn't come off. So what I thought I'd do is first, I'm just going to leave the camera alone. I'm in frame, so I'll just leave everything alone. And I'm going to just take one of these for now. Excuse me. I'm coming down with a cough. Excuse me. And I'm praying it's just allergies. That was good. This is just the best water in the world. I love it. It's a little pricey, but it's really good. Okay, so let's see, what do I want to chalk? See, it's completely black and white. So pretty. And this is definitely Boho Love. She has a YouTube channel too, so she can show you how she uses these as well. She is a sweetheart. Her name is Karin. And I don't know what color I want to use. Oh dear. Okay. I want like a soft color. I'm going to go with this, like, I'm going to go with this. What I should do is grab a piece of paper so that I can look at the color first, right? Don't you just love it? We're crafters and we can never find a piece of paper. Not one that we want to use, or one that's not white. Are you kidding? Okay, I'm going to grab a piece of cardstock because that's what these are printed on. Hello. Good idea. Okay, so I want to see what this color looks like. And you might have to really rub it on your chalk because this is kind of for you know, for you to pick up and really, you know, put on there. Yeah, that's the color I want. That pink I think would be too bright. So I'm just gonna kind of rub this against my chalk. And I'm using like the Q-tip point part. The Q-tip itself is really round, where the cosmetic ones has a point. So it's easier for me. Okay, now I'm just gonna go in and choose, you know, something to kind of highlight with some color. These are peonies, I think. So I'm just gonna kind of go around it. And I will show you at the end because I'm sure you can't see it. Let me bring you down. Ready? Hold on. That way you can see better what I'm doing. Is that better? It might be too much. So I'm just kind of highlighting a few of the flowers with my chalk. And remember, you can always go over it, make it darker. So start off light with your colors. You can always make it darker. And I don't use the chalk itself because one, it gets on your hands, and two, I have a better control using a Q-tip or something like this. So I think that's enough there. And I'm not going to do all of them, I don't think. Or maybe I will, I don't know. And I'm not going to do the whole flower. I'm just going to highlight it, really. I don't even know if it's going to work. Because it's not paper, it's cardstock. The paper I know works really well. I do this too on, like I'll take coffee dyed, you know, tea dyed paper, and then I'll take all different colored chalks and I'll highlight them the different colors I want and just keep highlighting them and highlighting them and highlighting them and decoupaging them and, you know, the envelope itself. I just don't want a lot of color, so I'm kind of just right now, I highlighted those really, you know, well. The rest, I'm kind of just going over a little bit just to get enough. So it's not too much. So it looks, you know, because back in the day they used to do this, and not with chalk, I don't know what they did it with. You know, when they did the black and whites. But these are so pretty. This worked out really well. I'm glad I checked my color first. And see, I didn't really use much chalk because I didn't want to make things too dark. Some I did, but others I just wanted to kind of highlight, you know, different areas. And see? So pretty. Now down here, I'm just gonna get that edge a little bit. And then see, it doesn't come off. It's not coming off. Once it's on there, it's on there. I mean, you can spray it with hairspray or a fixative. I do have an acrylic spray. It's not acrylic, I'm sorry. It's for, I use it sometimes in my digitals because I have an inkjet, and sometimes I don't want to smear it if I'm putting stuff on it. So I'll spray it, but I've never had to spray the chalk. And I've always used very inexpensive chalks. Mine have been used for years. They're Stampin' Up! Chalks. These I got about a year ago, and I've been using these since. And see, it's a nice point. And then you can take your other end and kind of you know, lighten up whatever you want to lighten up. If you have something that's maybe too dark and you don't want it that dark, see, it's taking it off a little bit. So just kind of rub it. And there you go. So I think I'll do a few in a different color in the basket maybe. I don't want it all the same. I don't want all the flowers the same colors. I wanted to add some green. But I really don't see a lot of green things. So let me get a green. I'll do this green. And until you get a kind of a dust is when you know you've got enough. So I'm going to just get more on my point because I don't really see a lot of green, so I'm going to kind of add my own. So I'm going to pretend like there's some green here. I don't know if this will show up, but I just thought I'd add a little bit of green here and there. Wherever there's a little bit of white. And that way, you know, there's a little bit more color. It's fun. It's very relaxing. I'm sorry to go silent like that. I'll put a little bit of green here. I'm just kind of going where there's some white to add a little bit of green to make it look like this green in there. And let me see if I have anything down here I can add some green. I'm just going to kind of do this because that looks like a little shrub or something that the bike is leaning against. So now I'm going to take this end, just kind of go over my greens. Not too much because I like the color. It's not pretty. It just makes a difference, I think, in the overall. And then I think I'll do, you know, maybe a little bit more of the flower here to make it look like, but not too dark because you don't want too much. It's enough. And then I'll do a few in the basket. Just enough. Hope I'm in frame. I love it. It came out really well. I think I see a little bit of green right over there. Or maybe it's the door handle, I don't know, but I'm going to put some green there anyway. And then some coming down here. Maybe some over here. Kind of just making my own thing, if you notice. So pretty. I really like the difference in adding a little bit of color. It's just enough. You know, it really kind of makes the black and white pop a little bit more. Let me just get my green. I'm going to add a little bit more green here just to bring this out a little bit. Okay, now have something to wipe my fingers off with just in case. Yep. Okay. So now, get my pink. Go over this a little bit because to me it's a little bit too dark. So I'm just going to kind of go over that. Oh, and maybe an eraser too if you get it a little bit too dark. But here's the difference. So just with a little bit of chalk, you've got a really beautiful photograph, you know? So that's it. That's today's video. I'm going to continue on and chalk up some of this ephemera. And I'll be back with my book and show you how I've done with the pages. I'll lift you back up. Hold on. I hope I was in frame and I wasn't too much in your face. But anyway, if you want this chalk, I got it on Amazon. I'm pretty sure they still have it. It's like children's chalk, or, you know, children's artist chalk. But like I said, it wasn't expensive. See, it's got like a little child there. And mini pastel, finest pigment, very soft touch, brilliant colors. And it's not the waxy or the crayon pastels. It's chalk. And this one had 64 colors. I think it comes in like 100 and something, which I'll never use. So that's it for today's video. And I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm really glad that you oh, I wanted to try one of these. Do you want to stay for a minute? And let me just try one of these. Let me just see what it does on the vellum. Oh, that vellum I might have to use something else because, nope, it's working. I don't have a lot of chalk on this, but it is working on the vellum. I have to put a little bit more chalk on it, but it is definitely working on the vellum. I was going to say I might have to use like a gel pen, although I'd be kind of hard. I'd be worried about a gel pen. It might get too dark. I don't have much chalk on here. And you know what? It's taken the black off the vellum, but it's pretty. So yeah, that's real pretty. Can you see that? It's just enough. It's highlighting it just enough. And I love printing on vellum. I think it looks so pretty. So yeah, I'm going to continue on trying to chalk in the vellum, and I'll show you that, how it came out in the next video. Because these are really pretty, and I think they'd be pretty highlighted. There's a nice little box here. I think these are peonies as well. And I don't know, I may highlight the lace a little bit, I don't know. Here's some books. Again, there's some flowers, cameos. Really pretty on the vellum. Okay, so that's it for today. I'll be back again tomorrow with another video. And I hope you will be too, because I love crafting with you. All right, folks, have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, be well, be kind, and God bless. Bye-bye, y'all.